Hey guys, Coral Jade here. Today I'm going to teach you some elbow hooping basics, like this, plus some more advanced moves such as putting your arms through and doing some elbow passes behind your back. So, first things first, you want to have the hoop spinning on your hand, and you can slowly bring it up just past your elbow. You want it to be past your elbow, so when you bring your hand in, it's not going to go flying. You will find when you're learning, when you're going a little bit too fast, it will start to kind of creep up on you, up to your shoulder. What you want to do is trying to keep it a bit further away, just above your elbow. Now, when you see the gap, when the hoop's moving forward, you're seeing a gap in front of you, you want to bend your elbow and get your forearm in there. And you see, I'm just keeping it sort of in the middle. You don't want it to go too far outwards to your elbow, as it will just fly off. But you don't want it to creep up either. When you get used to that, you can sort of practice bringing your arm in and out. Bringing it in as you see the gap. You see the gap there, and you're bringing it out again. As you get used to doing that, you can start doing it faster. So you can start doing it for every rotation. And once you can do that, you'll want to do it on your other arm as well. So get it spinning just above your elbow. Find the gap and bring your arm in. And that is how you do some basic elbow spinning. So some variations. You could try it with two hoops. So once you're confident doing both your right and your left arms, you can try doing it with both. So it's just the same thing. We're gonna get it spinning just over our elbows, bringing your arms through, and just speeding that up. What looks really cool is if you go from left to right, like this. So to stop it, we can either slowly bring it out to our hands like this, or we can have our arms through and then just bring our hands in to catch it, like this. Okay, so another thing you can try with your elbow spinning is we can do some elbow passes behind our back, which look like this. Okay, so with our elbow passes, what we need to do is we're going to have our elbows come across as far as we can, like this, as close together as we can behind our back. So it's pretty uncomfortable. You really have to push them together. With practicing this, you may get a bit more flexible, which is always a good thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to wait until we see a gap. So it's sort of like at the bottom here. And as we get to that gap, we are passing it to our other elbow like this. And what a lot of people do when they're learning is they're so busy looking at the hoop, they're trying to catch it like this, and then it just stops. So what you really need to do is kind of trust yourself and just commit. So when I'm passing it to my other elbow, I turn my whole body like that. So the move looks like this. You're on your elbow, you're ready to pass it, you're going like this, okay? So I'll show you again. So the hoop's coming around. I can see that gap down there. So when it comes around, I pass the other elbow. Now at the front, if you want to keep going, it's the same thing, but the front's a little bit easier. So the same thing, I'm waiting for the gap. It's kind of like now, and I'm passing it over like this. That's it. So you want to keep that one going. You're going to go behind your back, in front, behind your back and in front. So you can start it off slowly, so you know, catch it onto the other arm, and then, you know, when you're ready, and then try to do it with less rotations in between to get it nice and fluid like this. Nice. And another one we can do with those elbow passes is do it horizontally. So for this one, I find it easier to start in lasso. So I am going to start with the hoop on my right hand, and then I can put it onto my left elbow. So it's the same thing as before. We're going to look for that gap, and when we see that gap, we're going to put it down and take a hand away like this. So it's essentially the same move as before, but we're going to lean right forward and pass it to our other elbow. So that one is a little bit trickier because you can't look at the hoop at all when you're doing it. You really have to commit and know what it feels like when you're passing it behind your back. So try it standing up first. And that pretty much covers our elbow hooping and our elbow passes. If you try it out, tag us on social media, flowtopia.tv. We'd love to see what you do with it. That is the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.